Hello, everybody. Anybody that might tune in on this October 20th, Sunday. My days are all mixed up. I hope everyone is having a good day so far that might see this. Anyway, my name is Chris Wood. I am a 5-year revenge retaliation, full physical identity theft victim through Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police and their accomplices. 5 years of injuring, torturing, medical blacklisting, treatment refusals, discrimination, kidnapping, false arrest, extortion, arrest refusals, lies, time buying, cover ups, medical blacklisting through criminal doctors who are aiding OPP, cops that are guilty of murders and attempted murder in Napanee, who are sex slave traffickers, who are sex offenders, who are guilty of frauds, false arrests, framings, sex assaults, tortures, murders that are being covered up. Ex-Chief or Commander, year 2019, drove a white Jeep Wrangler, guilty of attempted murder, guilty of murdering the Wood bloodline by this to me. My identity theft is done, you pieces of shit. I no longer look like anything I used to, and I can 100% prove it. Ex-Chief or Commander, year 2019, drove a white Jeep Wrangler, guilty of murder. Staff Sergeants, guilty of murder, years 2019, 2021. Shannon Cork, guilty of murder. Robert Lucas, guilty of murder. Stacey, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS, guilty of murder. Shannon Cork, guilty of murder. Robert Lucas, guilty of murder. Dave Weese, guilty of murder. Constable Ward, guilty of murder. Constable Ward. Stacey, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS, guilty of murder. Shelley Huffner, guilty of murder. This is Lennox and Addington OPP and Lennox and Addington Mental Health, Napanee Mental Health, and Kingston. Doctors who are criminally and negligently involved in co-committing and guilty of attempted murders with the intent to commit and cover up. Dr. Tatiana V., a.k.a. Margie V., name and file falsifier, medical blacklister, the one that assures crimes for her girlfriend Stacey, the mental health worker, AMHS, OPP, and the rest. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, Lennox and Addington County General Hospital. Ex-CEO Wayne Coveyduck and patient relations Aaron Brown are all criminally negligently involved in co-committing and covering up, even having me falsely charged to cover up their crimes that they are guilty of in an attempt to get away with them. Their associates, their accomplices, the bosses, the ones that cannot be arrested in Napanee, ones that are guilty of human trafficking, the human traffickers, the sex slave traffickers, guilty of torture crimes, guilty of lobotomizing victims, brain injuring victims, stalking victims. They are drug traffickers, drug addicts, and they are all untouchable with and for OPP in Napanee. One known as Bill Wooldridge, alias name, approximately 70 years old, 60 to 70. He has many alias names. He goes by Bill Wooldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable, Robert Cross, James Bubbles, and a Stephen Mavis, which is a one inmate escapee walk away. There is a Blair Frederick Hardy. He is guilty of identity theft, brain injuring, stalking. He's a rape hound. He's guilty of financial thefts and frauds, welfare, disability, old age pension frauds, forgeries, bank frauds, insurance frauds, rapes, and murders. Robert Berry, he is a sex slave trafficker. He's guilty of attempted murder. He is a possible serial killer. Him and his boyfriend, Robert, he is a truck driver, so he has lots of opportunity to murder people. There is Tylr Teabag Blake. He is guilty of killing my dog in 2023. He is guilty of my identity theft, with the intent to commit homicide. He is Robert Kane, 7224, Little Rat Informant, Meth Head. Jason Gimpy, Two-Step Vaanalstine. Once again, he is guilty of attempted murder. He's guilty of identity theft with the intent to commit identity fraud, disability, and insurance fraud. He's an obsessed homosexual, inbred, low-life piece of shit who is a serious fucking crackhead. Inbred garbage is what he is, and now I look just like this piece of garbage. I am 52 years old, and he is only approximately 40, 45. There is Burt the Hitman Hustler, who is allegedly an NHL hockey player for the Philadelphia Flyers and Hartford Whalers. He is a sex slave trafficker. He's a human trafficker. He is a meth trafficker, and he's guilty of torture and attempted murder. Raymond lebleu, he's a child groomer. He's guilty of criminal stalking. He is a meth trafficker, and he is guilty of attempted murder. His roommate Sam, she is a female sex offender. She is guilty of torture and guilty of attempted murder. Dale Hartwick, who is guilty of attempted murder, being involved with my identity theft, injure, torture on me through OPP for drop charges for a stabbing he committed against his wife's boyfriend. Damn it, my nose. There is Tony Anthony Axelrose Hearns, who is a red-headed bastard stepchild. He is aiding his boyfriend Dale Hartwick. He is guilty of injuring, torturing. He's guilty of sex assaults. He's guilty of attempted paralyzing me and guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit for his boyfriend Dale Hartwick to aid him in getting out of his drop charges. He is also dying from cirrhosis of the liver. His uncle Harry, who is also involved, he is guilty of injuring, torturing, sex assaults. He's guilty of brain injuring me. He's guilty of attempted murder with the intent to commit. He is approximately 80 years old. Between 75 and 80 years old, Harry Hartwick is, who happens to be Dale Hartwick's uncle. They are also my cousins as well. They're guilty of sex assaulting me in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I actually fucked Harry's wife. He's a child groomer. When I was 16 years old, I had sex with his wife while he watched and masturbated. So the lies, the time buying, the cover-ups, the arrest refusals, discriminations, false arrests, the lies, having me medically blacklisted, treatment refusals, discriminations done with criminal negligence and intent. The justice of the peace is also involved. How these crimes are getting away with is through the cops, through the doctors, the justice of the peace, arrest refusals, all hands washing each other, all protecting each other because they are sex slave traffickers, because they are child fucking pedophiles, because they are committing full physical identity thefts. They are murdering elderly, stalking and murdering elderly. They are killing dogs, and they are ending bloodlines by doing what they have done to me. I am the end of my bloodline by my identity theft, my brain injury. I have been seriously fucking brain injured, seriously skull deformed with 100% proof while being called a delusional, hallucinating retard through hospitals at Kingston General Hospital. I cannot go to Napanee Hospital. They had me kicked out of Napanee to prevent me any help under the pretenses that I might need help and I would go to their hospital. So they had me kicked out of Napanee for a full year where I was living homeless on the street and where I was a slave traffic victim. Poor, elderly, disabled. I would seriously beware homelessness. They are causing it for homeless trafficking and exploitation, false arrests, framings, and homicides. It is what is taking place. So I would seriously beware whether this is seen or not, because a lot of my stuff is getting blocked out by the Hartwicks and Hearns. They have hacked into my accounts. So if none of this is getting seen, which I hope it is because it's very serious and important. My life and my bloodline depend on this. I no longer have any feeling on the right side of my body. I have been fully right brain lobotomized. I have been seriously lung damage, kidney damage, body mutilations. When I eat, my food goes to the right side of my body, not my left. I am being decayed, and there is nothing I can do about it. I've had slight heart attacks. I have had slight strokes. I have been seriously mutilated, and I have not been able to get medical help in any way, shape, or form because of where I live, and I cannot go to Napanee Hospital. I cannot go to Belleville Hospital, and I cannot go to Kingston General Hospital. They have all discriminated against me through the lies and bullshit and the falsified medical files against me. Compliments of one Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V, or Dr. Margie V, aka Tatiana V. She is the one that fucking assures all homicides and cover ups against OPP victims and her girlfriend Stacey. One way or another, I am going to get arrested and charging on cops, and I am going to get lawsuits. Look what the fuck you did to me. You completely changed me to look like an inbred piece of shit lowlife who was approximately 45 years old, who was a crackhead, an inbred lowlife, and the rest of your fucking accomplices who you cannot, will not touch because they are owned cops without $22,000 extortion is another reason why nobody can be touched. When you can implicate cops and everybody else in your crimes, then you certainly become untouchable. You quickly get immunity from these cops and arrests. There is also another guy that's involved with this, and his brother, his initials are CB, and his brother is actually a cop as well. I am not going to say who because I would seriously have my life put in danger, like seriously put in danger. But one person who is involved, their brother is a cop as well. So let that be a warning, people. Never speak OPP crimes because your family will be assassinated. You will be injured. You will be tortured. You will be labeled. You will be lied about. You will be sex slaved, and you will have your family, your animals, if you have any, and everybody else around you that you care and love about. They will be killed through these cops. They have done it to me and my family, all for revenge retaliation because they have sex with your children. Be safe, everybody. OPP, you are nothing but murderers. You are nothing but terrorists. You are nothing but sex offenders. Look what the fuck you did to me. I am not taking a fall for Jason Gimpy, Two-Step Vaanalstine, or any other one of your accomplices that are aiding you under mistaken identity because of my fucking false arrest and having my pictures, prints, and signatures, everything else you needed for this forgery, framings, and frauds against me. And I will not be proven wrong, right? Spencer Mills 14716, right? Robert Kane 7224. This is why you are using drug addicts, because you are a drug cop, and you know once you feed them their crack, their meth, their fentanyl, their heroin, their speed, you will get anything you want from them. You offer them free drugs and immunity, boom, you got homicides out the ass. And I guarantee you, Robert Kane and Spencer Mills have had many, many, many people killed, including Jack Clark. That was a murder through the cops, and Jason Gimpy, Two-Step Vaanalstine was also involved. He was with them when it happened, and I seen them together 2 days prior in September of 2021. Jason Gimpy, Two-Step Vaanalstine is the one that murdered him for OPP. He is guilty of attempted murder on me and my identity theft. Obsessed fucking homosexual, along with Dale Hartwick, who conveniently, none of these bastards can be arrested once again. I know I am sitting here and I am repeating myself, but that's because I have been seriously fucking brain injured and I'm having problems thinking. And that's the whole point. The more this goes on, the longer I get brain injured, get numbed. Everybody gets away with what they've gotten away with. And Chris Wood is murdered. And it will be covered up. Spencer Mills is nothing but a serial killing fucking murderer along with his pieces of shit accomplices. Be safe, everybody. I hope this is seen and I hope it's shared because it is serious. Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police are terrorists. They are guilty of Nuremberg Code. They're guilty of human trafficking, or they're guilty of universal human rights violations. They're guilty of slavery. They're guilty of torture. They watch me 24/7. Yes, Spencer Mills has eyes on me 24/7 through the remote neuromonitoring, which I am on, which I was shot with in August of 2019 by XOPP chief before he left Napanee. This is what they're tagging people with while they're sitting back, Pontius Pilate murdering them. Congratulations, you pieces of shit. Dale Hartwick, Jason Vaanalstine, Blair Hardy, Bill Wooldridge, Burt the Hitman, fucking Hustler, Mr. NHL, Tony Anthony Axel Rose Hearns, who wants to suck off a wolf. He's a sick pig, apparently. There is a wolf that he is in love with and that he wants to have oral sex with. This is the kind of sick fucks that are working with and for your OPP cops.